So I used to start making beats in my dorm room, man. My dorm room turned into like a demo studio for all the aspiring rappers in the dorm. So, you know, I got a reputation for like being able to hook up beats with little or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. And I got my first, I was still also gigging on the bass. Like I said, bass playing, that's why they called me bass, you know, the bass is my main thing. So my first big break came from me playing bass on somebody's track in the studio, man. It was just a, you know, a homeboy of mine. He ended up being a good long time friend of mine. Called me in to play some bass on some stuff, and it just so happened in that same studio and another room was the rapper Mac from No Limit, the Camouflage Assassin. So he overheard me playing on this other cat's track and, you know, sniped my number like, yo, you need to get dude to play on something for me. So he called me in a couple of nights later and I played on some stuff for him, man, and he, you know, he paid me very well for that. You know, he paid me more than I thought people would pay for a bass line, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was playing gigs in the French Quarter in New Orleans, making like, you know, $75 a night or whatever, you know. So he asked me what I would charge for the bass line, and I was like, hey, man, this dude with No Limit. I'm going to see what I could get. I was like, give me $200, you know. You know, he smirked it off and wrote me a check for $1,000. You know, so yeah, I took that $1,000 and bought my first real drum machine, you know, and bought a sound module, you know, and that's when it just, you know, it took off. Everything met at the same time. I started making beats, going crazy. So this was 98. This was 1998. This is my senior year in college. Matter of fact, I had just moved out of the dorm. You know what I'm saying? I moved in a house with a bunch of my homeboys, man. It's about 30 of us in one house. It was like Animal House in there. You know what I'm saying? And I was just making beats every day, man. And he called me one day to say we're going, you know, he wanted to pick me up to go to P House. And that day he called me, it was just enough time for me to have made, you know, about 20, 30 beats, you know. So once we went over there, I let him and everybody else hear those beats, and the rest is history, man. I started getting my placements.
Wow, man. Big shout out to Mac. Welcome home. Definitely one of my favorite members on the Tank. Highly underrated, but more importantly, no matter who I interview, if you ask them about Mac, they speak about his character and his personality. You can tell he's a genuine, great dude.
Mac was the plug, man, and he always looked out for everybody around him, man. Still to this day. Matter of fact,
yeah, a lot of people say that.
Working on some new music.